My name's Brenda Thorne, and my friends and family call me Sunny because that's the nickname that my husband Steve gave me, and we live in Springfield, Massachusetts. On December 15th at about 1 a.m., the worst thing that could possibly happen to a family happened to us. Smoke detectors went off, our neighbor began pounding on our front door, and my husband woke me up by screaming that our garage was on fire. When we came down the stairs, I saw the entire house was filled with smoke. The garage was basically fully engulfed, and the flames had spread over to the back wall of our house, and the house too was on fire. The thing that happened after that, it happened very quickly. We battled the fire for 3 hours.
It was a good couple hours. It was pretty intense. The garage was full of gasoline for a generator that we bought, and 2 vehicles, one being a motorcycle, her car. There was a lot of fuel out there, wood, tools, just a lot of flammables, and it was a monster fire.
We watched the fire from across the street, and we started making phone calls. As I was walking across the street, I called my 25-year-old son who lives here locally, and he came over. Steve called his parents and our homeowner's insurance agent, and then Steve called WKB Carpentry.
Yeah, I met Bill, probably about a year and a half ago. We've done a little bit of work together. We like each other, I think, primarily because we're looking out for the homeowner's best interest. We both like to put in 4 screws when you only need to put in 2. So overbuilding is something that we both found out we liked to do, rather than trying to save $1 or 2 on materials and having complaints and having to return to a job and fix it after we'd been there and considered it done. So it was nice to be able to have the contractor Bill working with me. Of course,
You would establish that level of trust too, because it's a lot easier to go to someone who you know and who you know does good work, and to have that relationship built up. Within 48 hours, WKB Carpentry Bill was over here with a couple of his workers, insurance agents. Everybody was inside this house. And I have to commend him because he gave us space that we needed, because I had mentioned being in shock before we were. I mean, we've never been through anything like this. Pray we don't ever have to go through it again. But he was very reassuring, and the work started. We got a temporary trailer here right next to our house. It was peace of mind being this close to home. I mean, literally that trailer that we got from temporary housing was about 24 inches away from the wall of the house.
Bill just kept steering us in the right direction. I mean, with Bill's advice, because he'd been in this situation before with other homeowners, he kind of was able to lead the blind, I guess, because at this point in time we couldn't put 2 thoughts together. There was just so much to think about. It was so overwhelming.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, Bill and his crew did a fantastic job. The house is finished, and the garage is underway. It's getting very close to being finished, and we couldn't be happier. Communication's been great, and we just highly recommend him. From this wall back is where the majority of the damage took place. Not so much fire in this room, but the water and the smoke was so intense that this ceiling had to be taken down and redone. All the sheetrock had to be taken off and reinstalled. And from the doorway all the way back, all new flooring had to be put in because there was such extensive water damage. Prior to the fire, we didn't have a back entry door. There was a window there. There was also a window on this wall. So we boarded this window up to allow us room for our upright freezer, and we decided to install a door that would give us access to our garage. Being able to rely on Bill and WKB Carpentry, that eased our minds enough to be able to focus on what we had to do
Right.
personally to start the ball rolling.